Thank you, Toastmaster. Who here thinks religion has anything to do with logic? God in itself? Yes, we have a couple. That's wonderful. Most people in this day and age, well, at least in America, maybe not most, but a lot of people in America think it's just a fable, nothing truly to believe in. They say, is there a God or is there not a God? Maybe that's a question I can't answer. What I'm going to talk about is the simple logic of the allegories of religion. Then I'm going to talk about the consequences of there being a God and the consequences of there being no God. And then I will let you know how each person in this room will eventually find out. So, the allegory, let's say something like the Garden of Eden and original sin. My mother grew up taught that meant we were evil in some way, that there was something wrong with us. That is the average person's belief. And like Maimonides said, the famous Jewish philosopher, the literal interpretation of any spiritual text is meant for lay people. So realize there's a deeper meaning in it all. What happened in the Garden of Eden is Adam and Eve ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge. We became intelligent. That is our original sin. We have a higher capacity for intellect than other animals. And that in itself causes things like money, which is the cause of all calamities. It took intelligence to create the atom bomb. It takes intelligence for us to plan for the future and want more of what we need. You know, that is a simple logical conclusion, because we have so many more problems than other species based on our higher capacity of reason. Something like Jesus walking on water. Well, Emmett Fox said it's not that Jesus walked on water. That's besides the point. His apostles were caught out in the storm, and they knew that their faith in God could calm their hearts and direct them through the storm, getting them to safety. These are all just ideas that they came up with. I told someone in a Bible study, or who asked me to come to a Bible study on campus last semester, I said, if Jesus is the Son of God, that's besides the point. And he couldn't even understand that. I said, the only thing it means to truly be a Christian is love your God, your neighbor, and your enemy. And you might ask, why do you need to love your enemy? That is because you can't fight fire with fire. That is a simple logical conclusion to come to. Now let's get away from Christianity. Something like the Bhagavad Gita, one of the greatest spiritual texts of Hinduism. There is a line. As the fire is engulfed in the flame, and the mirror is covered in dust, and so the embryo entrenched in the membrane, so is the world engulfed in selfish desires. Those selfish desires are brought about by a higher level of reason, so there is even original sin in Hinduism. Those selfish desires are what cause all our problems. Selfish desires get us to want more than what we need. Who wants $1 billion and who needs $1 billion? Look at all this problem with our world right now, and let's say these Russian oligarchs and people that need so much more money that they're willing to influence another election and bring all kinds of people to power who will only benefit their needs. All these people have so much more than they need. Now, the consequences of their believing in a God. Let's just say if there is a God, then things truly matter. There are universal principles. There are concepts and ideas that we should all hold as true, like love your enemy. These are basic, simple spiritual concepts that are in all the religions. So that means if there is a God, there's universal principles. If there is no God, then I say nothing matters. Just realize when we die, it's over, it's over. Why is what you believe any more valid than what you believe? There's people that will have the exact same opposite values that you do. So why does any one of us have more claim to the truth than another? That in itself is ego. And just like it says in the Bible, pride heads the procession. Pride is why we all fight. Pride says, I'm right and you're wrong. And if there are no universal principles, then it should not matter in any way who is right and who is wrong. I've had several atheists tell me, nothing does matter because there is no God. Yet they still say things like, thou shalt not kill. And if nothing matters, no one should have any problem with who's killed and who's not. No one should have any problem if the Nazis come to power or perish. Because when we're dead, it's over, who cares? If this universe is only expanding once, then the sun will eventually envelop the earth, and every star will eventually burn out, and there will be nothing to worry about. That is the consequence of there being no God. Most of us don't even think of that. I would say a lot of us are indifferentialists, which means they don't care if there is a God or there is no God. That's up to them. And I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm not telling you there should be a God or there shouldn't be a God, or what is important to you and what is not important to you. I'm just giving you the consequences of either way. And now I'm going to talk about how the one thing that will get all of us the answer, if there is no God. Parmenides said it best. Everyone runs away from death, therefore they run away from the truth. Is there a God? Does anything truly matter? What is the purpose to life? That is only answered in death. So just realize that. It is the answer that each one of us will eventually get. It is there waiting for all of us. I had a professor last semester ask me, what is something you will die for? And I said knowledge. The knowledge if this life means anything or if it means nothing. So just keep that in mind before you die. Realize that we will all eventually get that answer. Thank you.